It's your old pal back again one more time. It's been a while. I'm still around. Well, it's not until the United States, nobody else, happens to have a hearing about UAPs, UFOs, whatever you want to call them. And now they're in the ocean. Well, it's November 17th, about 8:06 p.m. Central Time. I'm here to tell you that almost a year ago, I already said everything about the ocean on the Global Watchman News podcast. Um, in the creation when God separated the waters and put the firmament in between. I mean, think about it. He came back to the earth, which was not fresh off the flood of Noah. People ain't mentioning it, and I said this a million times. The flood of Jeremiah is what kicked the fallen angels, Anunnaki, whatever you want to call them. It kicked their ass. The flood of Jeremiah, chapter 4, Jeremiah chapter 4, verses 22 to 29. And God therefore broke down the cities out of great anger. The birds of heaven had fled, and there was no man. That's the third angelic war of the universe. The first was Rahab, the planet that is now the asteroid belt that's found in the book of Job. Second was Mars. He just took the atmosphere away, and there were nuclear explosions in the Cydonia region. And the third was the earth, the flood of Jeremiah. So the table of the kings that everybody gets on TikTok talks about now profusely, they got their ass kicked. So it doesn't matter if they're fallen angels or aliens or whatever. They got their ass kicked, flood of Jeremiah. And, another thing to notice is the flood of Noah, it rained for the first time. So you always had the springs of the earth. And I mean, you have a tunnel system that's been there forever called the Shinkana. So if most of the Nephilim hybrids that, didn't survive the flood, which it says only 8 people survived the flood, they're now the oil, basically, that, we're drilling up. It's not dinosaurs. So you got that. Then I talked about Jonah, probably closer to the eclipse, which I don't forget what month that was, but anyhow, read Jonah again. Jonah didn't stay in the belly of the fish. He got delivered to a mountain underwater, which is the Hollow Earth base. I mean, it's whatever. There's tons of them. There's ones off of Coronado Island. It's called Capstone. That's the biggest base they have, apparently. The Bikini Atoll, where the hydrogen bomb was tested, they tested that in that area, not because it was dense of population, it's because that was one of the other bases that they had. And to say that, at that time, you had the Battle of Washington, D.C., they saw flying saucers. Well, that was the Germans. The Germans won World War II, Operation High Jump. Admiral Byrd said saucers came out of the water. They can fly pole to pole in minutes. They sank all my stuff, shot down my planes, whatever. So, talk about that on the podcast. So this is all old. I'm not special, but I've already said this. And now it's like everybody around, oh, well, the Marine Kingdom and this and that. They've been having that. That's nothing new. And so I want to say about the flood of Jeremiah, remember that. And then you come back to the earth after the flood of Jeremiah. That's where you start reading the first book of Genesis. The first few chapters is he comes back and he says, let there be light. So he pulls away the veils that, he left it. After the flood of Jeremiah, nobody was on the earth. Just he left all the anarchy in the water because his face moved upon the waters of the deep. I mean, that was the only thing that wasn't good to him. And nothing in there has been judged, obviously. And then, of course, it says Revelations, there was no more sea, this and that. And then you got the United States, which is Amarahuka. The Incans named this. Every indigenous tribe in the Western Hemisphere has named the United States, this, House of the Feathered Serpent, land, whatever, same thing. And America, nobody ever finds it funny that these are the only, government that's talking about this. Yeah, they have little shows down in South America and Mexico. They show little, mummified bodies or whatever, but it's desensitizing you. It's a psyop. They got everybody talking, well, I did this and I did that. Maybe they did. Who knows? The point is, what are you afraid of? You got people all over the area now talking about how the Greys came in their house. One particular person I can think of, the Greys came in his house and he was scared of them, made him cry. I'd have kicked the shit out of him. Greys rebuked those things in the name of Jesus. That's another thing. I mean, I can go on and on about this crap. All these abduction stories. Every abduction has the same sexual nature to it. They always, you think something's so smart and intelligent or whatever you want to call them, fly across all these billions of light years with the spacecraft that can make it over here, and then they want to probe you in the butt. Come on, I mean, get real. Or they want to take your eggs or take your sperm or just do sexual things to you. I just don't. That's just not something that's smart. That's something that's a little devilish to me. And by the way, numerous stories to where they rebuke these things in the name of Jesus and they're put back in their bed. I mean, I don't know. Is that weird? Must be something. Say, rebuke the name of Jesus and then they leave you alone. I don't know. Seems kind of weird. It seems that this is odd to me. Could be wrong. Who knows? But basically, my point is, I could do a whole nother show on this, and I feel like I've been repetitive for 4 years. But the ocean thing isn't new. It's all a psyop. This is the deception. If you want to think, well, the election, this and that. The Antichrist is going to be loving. Anti don't mean against, it means instead of, 100%. So, I don't know. Watch closely. There's a new ally in all this who everybody thinks he may be good. I don't know, but when you wear a Baphomet costume, you just don't wear Baphomet, is what I'm saying. You just don't pick that. You don't go to Spirit of Halloween, all they got left is a Baphomet costume. You know what I mean? That just doesn't happen. And then the same person does an interview and says, our new God comes out of Memphis. That is shown that too with the egg. A certain person was in an egg in a recovery operation years and years and years ago. And she was from Memphis, which is in Egypt. That's the oldest city. And now he says our new God will be from Memphis. And you go to Memphis and there's an egg with the word Memphis on it, like entering the city. That's weird. So, it's just America's destiny. Said it before, say it again. Antichrist, the last Luciferian sacrament is Lucifer to enter the flesh. That's going to be done in the Capitol Hill building, in the belly of Ishtar, underneath the rotunda, at some point. And that's it. Oh, one more thing. The Golden Age. That word is out of nowhere. It's always spewed as, oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be an industrial revolution. It's going to be a renaissance. It's going to be everybody getting along and doing these things. Now, sorry to tell you, the Golden Age just happened to be before the flood of Noah, when everybody's getting enhanced and becoming half animals and the Lord knows what else. Like it was some kind of improvement. And they want that back. It's on top of the pyramid on the dollar bill. The prophecy of the Cumane Sibyl said that 1,000,000 times. The return of Jupiter in the Golden Age. Just don't be tricked, everybody. America was destined to rise out of the ashes. Manly P. Hall, The Secret Destiny of America. I get it sucks. We're all Americans, but it's just what it is. Sing your own tune. Big John out.